So I'm going to move into positioning today. Segmenting, targeting, and positioning. We'll talk about what it is, why it's important. This was a concept that really became mainstream, I guess, in the 70s. And Al Ries and Jack Trout, a couple of advertising guys that if you're ever looking for a fun business book to read, they're fun books to read. They're the ones that kind of went mainstream with this, and they define positioning as consumers organize products into categories in their mind. The goal is to be the first thing that comes to mind in that category. And remember when we talked about psychological principles, we've got that bin theory of memory where we tend to remember things in categories, so this will be consistent with that approach to the mind. Textbook definition is managing customer perceptions of your product relative to competitive products. And again, it's perceptions that we're managing, not reality. Consumers buy based on perception. Reality is something that is unique to each individual. So we know from the consumer buying process that people are going to go the first acceptable solution rather than the best solution to their problem. They're going to search memory first. They remember things in categories. So the idea with positioning is to make it so that you are the exemplar in the category or the first thing that comes to mind when you access the category. Yeah. We talked about that. What's the first thing that comes to mind when I say cookies? Oreo. What's the first thing that comes to mind when I say luxury cars? Normally it's Mercedes. I would have accepted Lexus because we had done some priming where we had talked about the Lexus a few seconds ago, and that would have brought the Lexus higher up in the category than it would normally be, so I would have accepted that as an answer. But normally you would say Mercedes. You say Oreo. They've been in business for hundreds of years, and that is the goal of positioning, is when somebody mentions the category, you become the exemplar for that category, and then people use that to define the product and compare against it.